Right, good afternoon. So, people are panicking. Don't panic because I prepared everyone last year for what was coming. I spelled out exactly what's about to happen. This needed to happen because Israel and Donald Trump were getting away with too much. If I get cut off, you know they're listening, I'll be back. But don't worry because this is going to be over really fast. Iran were chosen by God, they were handpicked, they were ordained by God to take care of this situation because we are talking about the child trafficking cabal. Vladdy served his time, Russia's served their time. Ukraine and Russia, they've paid with blood, they've paid with their lump of flesh. They shouldn't be getting involved in this, they can't get involved in this. Everybody needs to stand back and let Iran take care of it because they are the only nation that God has backed. They are backed by God. They have been ordained. They were handpicked to be the ones to take care of the world's bullies and the world's evil that is coming from Israel and from Donald Trump. Iran know exactly what they're doing and they are going to deal with this. It is not going to lead to World War III. If America is listening, if the people of America are listening, they need to get on to what I was telling them before about constitutional lies. Because remember, in the Constitution, if you take money during election, if you take money during elections based on the things that the person running for the presidency says, like if you vote for me, I'm gonna win. There's not going to be any wars. There's not going to be any vaccines. There's not going to be this, that, and the other thing. And they took your money for it, and then did the opposite. That's a constitutional lie, and they can be arrested for that. It's a you can go to prison for it. It's election fraud. And because Elon Musk has already been caught out committing election fraud, you can get him and Trump at the same time. I'll put the links in the description box. I can't post too much on X in regards to it because the second I do, they try and shut me down. But I can do it here. I've already done the video letting Americans know what they need to do. They can stop Donald Trump in his tracks by following this constitutional law. I've already taken it to Thomas Massey and all of that, but I don't even know if he received my messages. But you can stop him because of of the whole Elon Musk thing with the election fraud. This constitutional lie under the Constitution. Anybody running for office or anyone in office, they are allowed to lie, but there are some lies that they tell when they're running for election that they are not allowed to lie for, and it involves taking money. So if you can prove you donated to Donald Trump's election campaign based on his promises, if you can prove that he said no wars, no vaccines, no this, no that, no other, and then you donated money to him and he got in as president and then did the opposite, that's one of the constitutional lies that is an arrestable offence. You can have him done for that. And because Musk has already been caught out with the lying, you can take them both down for election fraud. So that puts an end to this Iran thing there and then. You need to go there and you need to go to your Congress people and you need to push this constitutional lie, and it will stop him dead in his tracks. But for Vladdy and everybody else, you need to stand back. China, North Korea, please stand back. Iran was chosen. If any other country gets involved in Israel, it's going to end in disaster for them. Iran were handpicked. They were hand chosen to be the ones to deal with Israel and Donald Trump. Donald Trump is about to be humiliated on a historic level. There will be no more hiding of this. I was not involved in Epstein. Bill Clinton's committed perjury because he said Donald Trump wasn't involved in Epstein, and we all know that they were. They both were. Well, now Iran's going to start dropping the videos. They just killed a bunch of children. They bombed a children's school because, you know, they got to make the sacrifice of the children during the blood moon, because Israel is Molech. So they sacrificed little girls during the blood moon. They were a blood moon sacrifice. That's what you need to understand. So Iran, I'll put the links in the video that I made last year telling you exactly what was going to happen, and the warning to King Charles what was going to happen if he didn't sort Starmer out, should America be dumb enough to try and take on Iran. Donald Trump has just made a fatal error. This is going to finish him. The lynch mobs will be coming to his door. He will be torn to shreds over this, especially once the videos get out. And if you're scared and you really want to do something, America, I will put the links in the description box. The constitutional lie. Take it to your Congress people and say, I made this amount of donation to Donald Trump on the pledge that he promised he wouldn't do this, this, and this. Because remember, he said he was going to stop wars and create peace and that. And now he's actually bombed, like he's gone to war with 8 countries in 1 year. That's a constitutional lie, and he can be arrested for it. The federal marshals can come and arrest him for it. I'll put the links in the description box. It's the videos, but if you click on the links in the videos, it's the link to, it takes you directly to like the American Congress laws of constitution to do with elections and blah, blah, blah. But don't worry. I'll also put the videos up where I told Donald Trump what was going to happen if he touched Iran. Israel is about to be wiped off the face of the earth. Israel will be wiped off the map and handed back to Palestine now. This will be the end of Donald Trump and Netanyahu. They will not be alive much longer because every single person on the planet is now turning against Israel and Donald Trump. But for the Americans, Vladdy, please, sweetheart, keep out of it. North Korea, China, keep out of it. Everybody keep out of it. Let Iran deal with it. If you need to give them weapons and that, and don't get nukes involved, please, because the first person to drop a nuclear bomb is going to have their country wiped off the face of the earth. Because other nations will fight fire with fire. So don't do it. Just let Iran do what they're doing, because this is the final countdown for Donald Trump and Netanyahu. They've gotten away with bullying the world and threatening the world and the destruction of innocence for far too long. And God handpicked Iran to be the one to sort it out. So we all need to just stand back and say our prayers for all the innocent people who are getting dragged into this. And I promise this is going to be over within a couple of weeks. They'll have no choice. It has nothing to do with Iran and nuclear weapons. It's got nothing to do with that. They've been planning to take Iran down since before Blair was in office. So it's just they've been biding their time. But you have to remember everything I've been saying about Israel and Molech. They just sacrificed children, girls, during a blood moon. So it's a blood moon sacrifice that they just made. So they're about to be destroyed. Nobody will protect those two. So America, I'll put the links in the description box. The videos are there. But if you go to the one about the constitutional lie, it's called a punishable lie. And these are the lies that you are not allowed to tell when you're an elected official in America, especially like presidency. And the punishable lie is the lies that you aren't allowed to, that you won't be allowed to get away with. And one of those punishable lies is if you gave money to Donald Trump during his election campaign based on promises that he wouldn't do this and he wouldn't do that, and then he did the opposite and didn't deliver and took your money anyway, that's a punishable lie. That's not just an impeachable offence, it's an arrestable offence. He can go to prison for it. And I've been trying to tell people for months and months and months and months and months, but because I'm so heavily shadow banned, but now's the time, America. I've been sitting back, I've been trying not to get involved, because every time I get involved they try and assassinate me. And Keir Starmer's itching to get involved so that he can cancel elections, because you notice notice the timing of it. Keir Starmer and Donald Trump and that, and Netanyahu, it's to cover their asses because of the whole Epstein files. You have to look at the timing of it to stop elections and to get away with Epstein atrocities, but it's too late. What they've actually done is they've fanned the flames, and now those hackers are going to dump the videos. We're about to see Keir Starmer and Donald Trump doing the most horrendous things to innocent children because they didn't listen to God's warnings. But it has to happen. So just brace yourself, hunker down, and pray for Iran. Stick by Iran. Keep giving them the support they need. They're a very, very clever, old, ancient nation. They know exactly what they're doing, and I know this because my ancestors are Iranian. So have faith. Keep praying for the innocent people that are being dragged into this, including the American military and all that, because they have made it very clear they don't want to get involved. And you can stop this, America, by going to your Congress people and pushing for that punishable lie. Get them done for that. All you have to do is prove that you donated money to him. And if you've got proof that, it was based on, like if you've got any of his pamphlets or emails asking for money, asking for donations, and then you made that donation based off the email, based off you going to see one of his speeches and stuff like that where he was promising these things, then you've got him. That's it. You can have him arrested. None of this bullshit impeachment. You can have him arrested because it's not just fraud. It's I think it's theft of office. He lied to get votes. So, and he's done a lot of it, like for people who voted because of, he was going to get rid of the illegal immigrants, and then he got rid of legal, like actual American citizens and stuff. It's all of that. Okay, so just take a deep breath. I tried to prepare you all for this last year. I'll put all the links in the description box below, but it's the one talking about the constitutional lie, the punishable lie. If you click on those, there's two videos because they tried to cut me off the first time. When they don't want me putting stuff out, they cut me off because it means I'm telling the truth. They know I'm telling the truth. So click on the links, and inside that you'll see the web address to the website that proves about this lie. He's screwed America over this whole time, and I've been trying to scream and say he screwed you over. I warned everyone within day dot of him his inauguration that what Doge were going to do, how they were going to steal everybody's information, how they were going to steal all the gold because they've stolen all the gold. That's why his office is covered in gold, because he's stolen it all, and they have to hide it somewhere, don't they? So in plain sight, yada. So I'll put the links in, America, and just, this is the cleansing. This is everything I predicted back in the early 90s. This is going to wipe you out. I'm going to be honest, this is going to wipe America out. Politically, it's going to wipe you all out. Everything is going to have to be torn down, but so that you can rebuild. And I promise you guys, I promise you with all my heart, I got locked up warning people that this was coming. I got locked up. I thought I was protecting Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin and all that, and it turns out that he was one of the people who was behind closed doors trying to kill me, trying to shut me down because I was figuring stuff out and letting people know what was coming. But I've got videos on my list where you will see me where I've been locked up and I'm in full anaphylactic shock, where I'm saying I'm doing this for the American people. I've been prepared for this since the 90s. I called it V for Vendetta meets LA riots. This is when America and Great Britain come together to tear this shit down. And then you get to rebuild. The only thing is that it's up to King Charles whether he's going to be on the side of the people or go down with the government, because what Donald Trump has done has tipped the world over the edge, and now they're all going to band together to tear him and Netanyahu and Starmer down, and any country involved in it trying to drag us into a war to cover up the fact they're all pedophiles. That's pretty evil. They're trying to kickstart a war to cover up the fact that they've been exposed as pedophiles. And if you have a moral conscience, even if you don't believe in God, if you have a moral conscience, now is the time to tear this shit down. And the Americans can do it by pulling him up on this constitutional punishable lie. Take it to your senator, take it to your congressman, and it'll be done, over and done with. But have faith in Iran. And Keir Starmer's going to get taken down as well, because they both go down together. Anonymous are going to do their part, and the Iranian hackers are going to do their part, and they'll work together. So just sit back and have faith. I will put all the links in the description box. There's not going to be a World War III, I promise you with all my heart. This had to happen because Israel and America have been world bullies. They've been bullies. And Iran is Big Daddy. And Big Daddy's going to come in and kick their asses. So pray for the innocent people who are getting dragged into it. It's not just people in Iran and all that. You got to remember that, there's innocent people in Israel that are, and America and that are all being dragged into this. Jordan, all of the places that are being bombed and attacked. It's not the bad guys who are being targeted, it's innocent people. The people who, if they had their way, they'd just be sitting having dinner with their families. But this saves Palestine. You got to remember that. This had to happen because it saves Palestine. And I've had the dream. I've seen what happens. Olive trees get growing. I had a dream where Netanyahu was shot in the head, giving a conference, meaning taken down in public. And after he was removed and his wife was picked up and carried away by one of his guards, people planted olive trees all over Israel and Palestine. So this has to happen. But China and North Korea and Russia, please don't get involved. Please don't get involved. This is going to be over really quick. And don't stop pushing the Epstein stuff. Do not stop pushing the Epstein stuff. Whatever you do, if you have videos, if you've got stuff, get it out there, because it'll make people angrier and tear that shit down faster. You got to remember, if you donated money to Donald Trump on the promise that he was going to release the Epstein files, which he did, he promised he was going to release the files, and you took money for it, and you donated money, and he's withholding files and redacting files, that's a punishable lie. If he promised to lower taxes, if he promised to help farmers, if you've been screwed over and you gave money to him thinking he was going to help you, not screw you over, then you remember he said he was going to give everyone checks. And he didn't. He actually stole all your money. He gave Elon Musk and Doge access to your social security numbers so that they could steal your money and commit voter fraud. And this has all been proven. So you know what to do. I gave you the answers last year because I saw it coming. Okay? Links in the description box. This is it. This is the bullies getting the shit kicked out of them by the nude in the playground. And it's gonna free Palestine. And it's going to re-kick America. Everyone will get a reset. And you get to tear it all down and build it back up again. So I'll put the links in the description box, and then you take it from there. And if you need my help or advice or support or anything like that, you know where I am, because I'm an oracle. And when it comes to wars, that's where we shine. So like I said, I already pre-prepared everything last year for you. Because I'm an oracle, so, you know, I see stuff coming. And it's also in with a little help from my friends. Remember, Jeb the Goblin King? Remember I said they'd get a few trees, they'd poison a few, they'd poison the water, they'd get so far into the Earth Kingdom, and then he steps on his own sword and gets killed, which means something he does takes him down. He takes himself down because of something he did. I wrote it in Lucian's Dragon. He steps on his own, he walks into his own sword. That's how he dies. It's just that Lucian's holding it. So, and with a little help from my friends, when the war starts, remember, everyone in the 6 other realms use magic to fight Jeb the Goblin King, and they use real bombs and weapons and stuff. But she puts Queen Arthusa puts a protective force field around the other kingdoms so they're impenetrable, they can't be touched, and then everything they try to do to the kingdoms comes back on them. And the second Jeb the Goblin King is dead, when he steps on his sword and dies, everyone in the Shadowlands backs away because they don't have a leader. Who's Jeb the Goblin King? That could be Netanyahu, it could be Donald Trump. Take your pick. But the second he dies and goes into the underworld, that's it. The Shadowlands, everyone in the Shadowlands back off. So then the Slime Queen tries to take over, and it's abysmal. So she gets her ass kicked as well. She gets turned to stone, and then they chip away at her. They use a hammer and chisel and chip away at her. So we know what's coming because I wrote it. I wrote the ending ages ago when I was locked up being poisoned for telling everyone that I was here to protect America, that I had America's back. So now it turns out I was right, eh? So, yeah, I was 4 times they tried to assassinate me with poison. Actually administered, snuck inside things, like actual proper poison, assassination by poisoning. Twice at the hands of the father of my children, and once at the hand of somebody I thought I could trust, who was talked into it, fed me the poison apple, and once by the NHS, who was shoving it down my throat, forcing me to take medications that I was allergic to, knowing I was allergic to it, and then being denied medical treatment, and I was vomiting so much my gut split open. And then got denied medical treatment, and I was sat rotting, being refused medical treatment, all because I said, I've got your back, America. And I have got your back, America. I have got your back. So I had everything pre-prepared, and it's all there ready to go. I'll put the links in the description box. But you can do this. Be brave. Stand together. Don't let them get away with it. Go to your Congress people. Go to your senators. Take your placards and go right to his front door. Strengthen numbers, people. This isn't about we don't want Muslims and Jews and Christians and atheists and all of that fighting when they're there, when they gather in their numbers. This is not about religion. This is about morals and ethics and world peace. And we can't trust any of our bloody leaders to do the right thing by our children. So now it's up to us to take over. It's up for the adults to step in and deal with these little pedophile monsters. Okay? So you need to band together regardless of your skin colour, regardless of your religion, regardless of your background and your ethnicity. You get those plaques, you go to your Congress people, you get him done for that punishable lie, because I'm telling you, it's in the American Constitution. You cannot take money making a pledge and then lie and do the opposite. It's one of the very few lies that you're not allowed to tell when you're an elected official or a president. I discovered it completely by accident, but nothing's an accident with me. So if you need me, and if you want to pray, if you need support, if you're scared, like anything, you know where I am, okay? So I'm here. I've got your back, and you'll see the videos of me saying, I'm doing this for you, America, while I'm choking to death and trying not to pass out from anaphylaxis. So we're in this together. This is it now, guys. We get to take the bad guys down and free Palestine and free Ukraine and France and all these other countries who are being ruled by tyrannous dictators who are only doing this because they're trying to avoid being hung, drawn and quartered for their involvement in doing the most disgusting things to innocent men, women and children, including Starmer and definitely Donald Trump and Zelensky and von der Leyen, everyone I mentioned. I've been preparing you all for this for a long time. So this is it now. Let Iran do what they have to do. They're the only nation that were ordained to do it by God. Anybody else getting involved, it's not, just don't. Vladdy, don't. Please, Vladdy. Listen to me, babes. Okay? So I'm here if you need me, America. Speak to you later. Hold your head up high. Look to the heavens, because God's on it, I promise. Mwah.